Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
So Lise is a yoga teacher, and today she's going to be talking about living your yoga. Lise has been sharing yoga for over 10 years. She lives in the Northern Rivers area of NSW, Australia. And Lise is passionate about the teachings of yoga as a framework for a life with less suffering. So Lise, looking forward to hearing from you.
Good morning, Nancy. I actually thought you guys had my video, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing now. I'm just going to talk for a little bit. Is that right?
Yes. If you could talk for a little bit while, and I will keep asking you questions if that helps, and then we'll go to panel discussion. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay.
Sounds great, and hopefully internet connection will hold up. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was going to basically share with people what I would love people to know about yoga. That is,
Okay.
that I think the yoga as being a set of postures or exercises, and I like to help people understand that it's more than just posture. It's more than just exercise. It's a whole system.
Lisa, your voice is breaking up a little, so but please continue.
A philosophy and a way of living, if you choose to see it that way and take it up that way. I'm going to keep talking even though you're frozen, so hopefully you're still with me.
Yes, please continue.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I am in a rural area, and this connection isn't very good to the internet. So, yeah, this idea of yoga being more than just postures is important to me. And I didn't catch that. Sorry. I'm not hearing you.
Yes, please go on.
Come on, internet. My signal looks like it's good, so I'm not sure what to do, but I'll keep talking, and if you need to cut me off, you can just cut me off.
Yes, Lisa, please continue.
Yes, so. Okay, good. Sorry, yoga, as opposed to just going to a yoga class, and using the philosophy of yoga as a framework to support difficult times and to be able to help other people. So that's what I'm passionate about, and I find that, for some people, they say, I don't want any of the spiritual stuff, I just want to learn it challenging. So I explained to them, yoga is a spiritual practice because day life. So when you become, you deepen your relationship to yourself and your relationship with
So we lost Lisa for a minute, but she should be back. And she was just talking about, how yoga is more than just poses. So I'll just wait for her to come back. But she was just talking about how yoga is more than just poses and how it deepens the connection to our own selves and to the world. So.
Am I back? Ah.
Yes. Hi, welcome back.
So here's a perfect example of a challenge and
Yes.
how I'm viewed. So when I'm remembering the spiritual practice and when I'm remembering the philosophical practice, I'm just letting control the internet here, and I can't control what people are naturally, by birth. But yoga is what helped me. I'm a redhead Irish,
Yeah, we get to see you living the yoga.
hot-tempered. Talking about deepening your relationship to self, and in the physical practice, we come into it at that level. Most people learn yoga through asana, through postures, and that is, maybe it's the beginning and the end for some people, but for some people it's just the beginning, and they start to it opens up more things. And the reason that coming into it from the physical side is popular and common is because it's a more gross sort of way of understanding. Okay, so we have the sensations of the body, we can see our body moving, we can feel our body moving, so we can sort of relate that way. And then with practice and with dedication, we start to notice things about ourselves, and we notice that sometimes we're very separate in our minds to our bodies, and our minds are saying, do this, do that, put your hand up, but maybe our body doesn't want. So from the physical point of view, in terms of an active practice where you're inviting your body to the practice, so you're not forcing. And this is the basis of the whole tenet of yoga, if you like. It's the first tenet in the philosophy of yama, ahimsa, or translated literally non-violence. Well, I like to translate it as compassion. I think it's a nice way, and it's a gentle way. It's like if you say non-violence, if you think about violence, I say compassion. And then to understand compassion, we really need to practice self-compassion. And this is the first step in the eightfold path of yoga, which there isn't time to go into here or to even break it down here, but I would invite people, if they are not familiar with it, to go and look up the eightfold path of yoga. And the most exciting thing for me in my journey, then to try and introduce the element, the idea of practicing a physical practice. As I was saying, it helps us to build some self-awareness, what we do with our bodies, how we speak to ourselves, what we expect from ourselves. How much do we push ourselves? How much are we a bit lazy? Ultimately, that is definitions and translations, and they're all valid. But I guess one that I could sort of focus on, about it being a practice of being present with whatever is arising in each moment. Practice, but it's possible. And this physical practice helps us to be present, so we can feel things. So we become, when I put my hand up, how does that feel? But wait, how does it feel on the way? Each moment, each little bit, and we begin to, notice. We can start to notice what are the shields or the blocks that are in our way to finding our way to our true self. So we're peeling back a lot of layers, and we're, by this observation, this practice of noticing and being aware, and it's sort of, well, it's not a linear process. It's a sort of a progressive. There's no there isn't really a fast track, I don't think. But yeah, what else would I like to explain about? Really, just what I'd like people to know, what I'd love people to know about yoga. This idea of cultivating self-awareness is a way of cultivating empowerment to the person. So if self-aware, so if we are present with ourselves, it gives us space to respond to life and to the people around us, and aware isn't, then we're acting and speaking and thinking from a place of what's true, what's alive for me in this moment. And that's sort of a more authentic way to live, right? It's being real with yourself, you know. We're not expecting ourselves to be in the best frame of mind because we've already realized, oh, I don't feel quite myself this morning. I'm not sure why. And so I know I'm going to have to be careful at work today because I might snap at somebody, or, you know, this is the breaking it down and digging deeper and you know, becoming more and more present and searching and finding, who am I in this moment? Who am I? I'm not who I was yesterday. I'm not even who I was an hour ago. This idea of changing constantly, isn't it? So I love the teaching, how it cultivates empowerment. And, you know, right now, how about 2020 is a good year to sort of try and master empowerment. There's so much going out of control, and, you know, have to try and, you know, bring it back to what can I do in this moment, instead of, there's a lot of rules and regulations about what we can't do, right? And you know, that was such an interesting talk from Dr. Lucy about what happened or what is happening in China. You know, the way that people are being treated and their rights taken away from them. And this year, they're almost like they're taking away a lot of rights, especially in Australia, and a lot of things are going on that, you know, people are not paying attention to because they're watching a news which is just focusing on one thing. I'm so grateful for my practice and the cultivation of that sense of empowerment that, you know, changes and turmoil in the world at the moment. Our practice of yoga helps to process those emotions instead of just, oh, well, I don't have time to think about that now, you know, I've got to get on with this, and the numbing and the suppression. So, you know, we're trying in yoga to, with this idea of being present, acknowledging what the emotion is, even if it's a grief or, you know, this feeling that I sometimes get of, you know, the whole point of living being possibly taken away when they start that have a different effect on different people. So not safe for all of people. You don't have one intervention for all of the people. And, you know, it's sort of very balanced to find the balance between surrender and fighting for your birthright, to author your own story. Because with empowerment, with choice, we can author our own story. We create the life that we want to live. That's this idea of manifesting, you know. We do this with this
Lisa, we lost you for a couple of sentences.
the idea of choosing carefully from where we are in each moment and with intention. Oh, maybe it wasn't any harm. And talking. I'll keep going on and on. How am I doing? Is there anything you want to ask me?
Lisa, really, so grateful for you. We can see you in the elements, living that yoga. And, it was so beautiful to hear you talk about how yoga is more than just poses, and how that awareness of our body can lead into awareness of our feelings, into a deeper awareness, into realizing of blocks, and how that can empower us. So thank you so much.